Let me call the City Commission meeting of February 4th, 2020 to order, and I'm going to ask the clerk to call roll.
Mayor Weissman,
Here.
Vice Mayor Kronsky,
Here.
Commissioner Landman, Commissioner Dr. Marks,
Here.
Commissioner Mizrahi,
Here.
Commissioner Shelley, Commissioner Weinberg,
Here.
Mr. Wasson,
Here.
and Mr. Wolfen.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. Can we all please rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance? I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
so big and so heavy. Okay, City Manager, are there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
No, Mayor.
Thank you so much. We're on item number 4, those of you following our agenda, and we have special presentations. I don't see Commissioner Bovo here. Is anyone from his office representing him? Okay. Traffic is traffic in Miami, so we'll see what happens later. The next is certificate of appointment. We have a new member of our Community Service Advisory Committee, and Dr. Marks, if you will please go down and present this to our newest member of our Community Services Committee. Marge Rosenblatt, will you please come up? And for those of you who don't know Marge, she has been attending our meetings religiously and the Community Services Advisory Committee for 3 or 4 years. She is everywhere in our community, so we're delighted that you're the newest member of the Advisory Committee. I'm now going to ask the City Manager to present the Employee Service Awards.
Good evening, everybody. Please bear with my voice. It's been giving me trouble lately. Can I ask Detective Rivas to come up? Tonight we're celebrating Detective Rivas' 10th year with Aventura Police Department. Carlos joined us, is originally from Chicago, which is a good thing, I know. He joined the Marines in 1998 and served until 2009, where he left the Marines and he joined the Aventura Police Department. While he was in the Marines, he served twice overseas in an active combat role. While he's been with us, he's been selected many times as Officer of the Month, and he also serves as our Public Information Officer for situations where we need Spanish-speaking officer. This is in here, but I didn't put it in here. He said he's a champion salsa dancer, and he's... But we'd like to celebrate your 10 years, and we will congratulate you. Now, the next two individuals we're bringing up, I'd ask Sonia Harrison and Rita Noah to come up to the podium. Both these persons have served 20 years with Aventura. That's no small feat. Let me start with Sonia. She came to us from Boston, which we will not hold against her because she is a Patriots fan. She is widely recognized as one of our best volunteers. You'll see her at every event. I know since I've been here, there's not an event I don't see her. She also works at Best Buy occasionally, where you have to be on your guard. What I can say about Sonia, she has a constant smile. Her attitude is unbelievable, and it really rubs off on everybody that she meets, and we're really lucky to have her. So I'm going to add just a few little things. Her dad played for the Detroit Pistons. Her brother played for the Raptors and is now currently an ESPN announcer. And her daughter, Janet, was one of our youngest volunteers around here, so congratulations to you, Sonia. Rita Noah. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me. Rita Noah, 20 years with Aventura. Not all with the police department, but at least 10 years as the chief's assistant and probably running things in that office from what I've seen. She is an event planner and organizer of extreme proportions. If you need something done, you go to Rita. Never ask her a question because you're going to have to pay if you when you go to the office. Questions cost, yes, they cost a quarter. She has 6 siblings. She is an aunt to 11, a great aunt to 14, and a grandmother to 3. Hard to believe. And she's been with us 20 years, and just congratulate you on your service.
Thank you, Rita. Thank you so much. And traffic being what traffic was, we are now going to welcome Miami-Dade County Commissioner Steve Bovo, also running for county mayor. I didn't say that.
Thank you. And yeah, traffic, we really got to do something about traffic.
I will say one thing. 5-6 months ago, Commissioner Bovo came up here and spent almost 5 hours with every person from the transportation department, the county transportation department, going as far south as Oges, past Miami Gardens Drive, and to the limits of our city during school times and crossings, just to see what it's like. You can't, your eyes, a picture is worth 1,000 words, so please talk to us tonight about the census.
Yeah, so it is a problem, and it's a problem in all our communities, and we're all trying to fix it collectively best we can in a county that probably poorly planned. But I'm not here to speak to you about that. I'm here to speak to you about the census, and the census is right upon us. We just ended the Super Bowl, fantastic event for our community, really shined the light on Miami-Dade County and on all of the cities within our county. But now we have another Super Bowl that's in front of us, and this Super Bowl has an impact that goes on for 10 years, and that's the census. And as the liaison for the county and the census and a member of the statewide task force on the census, I'm here to not only ask you, if you've already done it, thank you, to create a census task force and put your minds now on the issue of making sure that we get counted in our community. So if you care about transportation, healthcare, education, a gamut of issues that are all tied to population count, then this is extremely important for us. And we've got a couple of challenges with the census that we need to be mindful of and be ready to deal with. One is kids under the age of 5. For whatever reason, parents feel or don't feel the need to include their children in a census count. And that translates to millions of dollars that we're leaving on the table. So if your child is born April 1st or before, we need to make sure they get counted. So we need to educate those in our community, caregivers and what have you, that it's important that kids get counted toward the census. The second one is the obvious, I think, is the undocumented residents in our community. And I think it's very important that, A, we allow them to understand that regardless of whether they're a citizen or not in this country, they should be and need to get counted. It is the law. Now, I know there's fear in that, and I come from a community in Hialeah that the less we tell the government, the better we feel about it. But the reality is that, again, we're going to leave a lot of money on the table if we do not educate folks. And what are the talking points on this is that, A, the census information is protected. The President of the United States can't have access, no agency could have access to names and that kind of information. They could get the data, obviously, of how many people you have in your community, but they can't get the access of the names and the whereabouts of these folks, and that information is protected, and it's protected for 72 years. So today, they're now, peeling the envelope back on the folks that participated in the census in the 50s. So it's extremely important that we tell folks that there's a protection baked into the census law and the efforts that we do. And then third is that the census this year is via computer. So that sets up a whole nother group of challenges for those that don't have access to computers, those that are seniors that might not be computer friendly. So the county is kind of answering that situation by making available all the county libraries will be open. We've enlisted about 2,000 computers countywide. We're also in dialogue with the school system to also participate, open up their libraries, talk to FIU, all the universities, wherever there is a pod of computers that are available that we could tap into so folks could go ahead and use those facilities. And lastly, we're going to create through the county an army of fast response teams, if I could call them that could go to senior centers armed with iPads and help folks kind of navigate. They can't help them fill it out, but at least they can answer questions and help them kind of navigate through it. So for us, this is a critical mission. As I said, 10 years worth of funding tied to one act on April the 1st. So dates to keep in mind. March 12th, all residents in the United States are going to receive a computer prong to go to their computers and start filling out the census. That should be done by April the 1st. If you are challenged by computers, you could still pick up the phone and call and do the survey by phone, or you could ask for the long form. After April 1st, be aware that census takers will begin first communicating with those that have not filled out the census. The next step after that, sometime at the end of April, perhaps at the beginning of May, there will be individuals knocking on our doors in our community. What we're asking folks is avoid the knock. Avoid the knock. There'll be folks that are identified, obviously they'll come and properly identified to knock on your doors, but the census is hiring folks with the express purpose of chasing those that have not participated in the census by April the 1st. So we're just asking folks, avoid the knock on the door, help us participate. Census historically, Miami-Dade County has reported between 72, 74% participation rate. That is awful, completely awful. We're leaving millions of dollars on the table. We're leaving many folks unaccounted for that use our services in our community. And, in Hialeah, we had 80% count, which was good, but still awful if you consider how many people were leaving unaccounted for. We get the extra congressional seats. That may be a good thing or bad thing, depending on what goes on in Washington. But for us, how do we bridge that divide? We ask you to talk to your church leaders, talk to your clergy, talk to your Little League coaches, soccer coaches, ballet teachers. Deputize as many folks as you possibly can to speak about the census and the direct benefits they get from the census. We encourage you to go to our website of the county, miamidade.gov/census. There is a whole bunch of information there. There is downloads that you could use. We encourage you to create your own census slogan and logos and what have you. Make it, Aventura friendly as you canvass your area and encourage all those to participate. As I drive in here, I see a lot of tall buildings. I'm sure that there's captains in all those buildings that can help talk to folks and help us get counted. And that's our clear mandate. And if nothing that I have said moves you, the census is biblical. It's in the Bible, actually. So if it's good enough for God to get us counted, then it's good enough for the government of the United States to make sure everybody's counted. I'll answer any questions if you have them.
Thank you so very, very
Pleasure.
much. I just want to let you know that in our city, because of the vertical challenges, we started very, very early.
Good.
We have 3 committees. One is complete count census. The second is our promotional campaign that we're doing through all of our social media and our websites. And the third is our youth advisory committee that's working on new, really hip kinds of websites and ads to get out and encourage 18 and over. Please make sure your family's being counted. We do have a representative in every single one of our condos. So
Outstanding.
you're right on target there.
Outstanding. And use your schools in the area. We have found that when you empower kids to take information home to their parents, it worked greatly in Hialeah. We tailored our campaign a couple of years ago to Cuenta Conmigo, count on me. And as we drove it through the parents, through PTAs and whatnot, they were able to get the information to their parents. But still, we were 20% unaccounted for, and that is critical. The county's goal is to get to 90%. And as I said earlier in the intro, we deal with traffic. We're all collectively dealing with traffic. We would be armed with a lot of tools if we go to Washington and the state capitol and say, hey, this is what we have. This is our body count, so to speak, and we need help. So thank you for what you're doing. And again, the county stands ready to help you in any endeavor.
Any Commissioner, Vice Mayor Nowinski?
Thank you very much for coming. Just, can you clarify for everyone, you said that you receive a ping. Is that a letter in the mail stating that you have to log on, or do they email you, or what is the process?
They haven't sent me the actual mock-up of the document yet, but my understanding, it will be basically a postcard that gives you kind of like an access code, so you could go ahead and through your email or your computer, get into the census website, type it in, it'll be your personal access code, and then you could go ahead and fill out the information needed.
Any other commissioner question? Okay, we want to thank you for
No, thank you.
braving the traffic and coming this way, and we always like seeing you.
Now I have to navigate it the other way, so I appreciate you. Thank you all for
Welcome
your
to
attention.
our world.
Thank you, thank you.
Good to see you. I don't see Principal Tricala. Do I have any students from ACES? Okay. I don't know your name. Please come up and state your name.
Hi, good evening. My name is Daniela Seralde, and I'm a 7th grade student at ACES. I have had the privilege of attending this awesome school for 8 years, and I'm happy to be here to share some of the incredible things we are doing. At ACES this month, we celebrated our Student of the Month for students Kinder through 8th, and our Cloud 9 character trait for the month of January was forgiveness. Our middle school students enjoyed a trip to the University of Miami campus as a reward for participating in our Ready Set Fund annual fundraiser. 3rd grade students had their annual Surfside Safari field trip where they observed wildlife and explored a coastal hammock. Our 7th grade students have been busy writing and filming their Black History Month plays that will be shown to all students this month. In the elementary building, January kicked off our Club Fridays. We have over 15 clubs for grades 2 to 5, including arts and crafts, sports and fitness, board games, dance, movies, police academy, and readers theater, just to name a few. Also, this month we held our annual spelling bee. Our elementary winner was James from 4th grade, who won with the word prestigious. And our middle school winner was the 6th grade Samantha, who won with the word talcum. Our teachers are always learning new ways to engage our Eagles. This month, 17 ACES, teachers, coaches, and support staff attended the Future of Educational Technology Conference to learn about innovative strategies and tools to use in the classroom. Teachers also attended professional development sessions on using Chromebooks to guide student creation and Reflex Math, which has been an ongoing initiative to refocus on math fluency and building math mental skills. Finally, our community is very important to ACES. Our NJHS Million Men in the Making mentoring group, along with ACES students and families, participated in the Ellie's Army Dirty Socks 5K and Walkathon. The top 3 finishers for the 12 and under category were all from ACES. Participants had a special dress down day where they wore their Ellie's Army t-shirts to show their support. So I thank you for the opportunity to just share a few of the many great things that has been happening at ACES, where excellence is the expectation. Have a great evening.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. Next, Principal McKnight, if you want to introduce your student.
It's me.
It's you. Is it near testing time?
We're all students. Too far gone to even note a grade. Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. It's been a very busy time at DSAHS since our last report in January. We have been accepting applications for our new 9th grade class for the 2021 school year, and to date we have 352 applications. Of the 352 applications, because I knew you guys would dig a little further in this, 27 students are interested in the 10th grade spots. that we may have available, and 68 are non-residents, so that kind of gives you an idea. The remaining 257 applicants are claiming Aventura residency status. We will continue to accept applications during our open enrollment period until February 14th. Our lottery will then be held on February 19th, and offers will be made after the lottery is held. Current enrollment is holding steady for our current 9th grade at 201 students. Next week, we will be doing a practice writing test. It will be a time test using the FSA rubric and format for the prompt. They will be scored by the teachers, and then we will be comparing them to the pre-test that was given earlier in the year. Teachers then will be working with students in a final push to fine-tune the students' writing. The Max Scholar Reading Program and Reading Plus are being utilized throughout the building with appropriate student groupings. Data indicates that students are improving in the areas of standards mastery. We are doing our annual Access 2.0 testing with all levels of ESOL students. The test is used to determine the student's ESOL level relative to English language acquisition for placement in the appropriate levels in the 2021 school year. This assessment, along with the FSA ELA test, will determine if the student is allowed to exit the ESOL program. All of our AP Human Geography tests have been ordered, and we are in process of completing the documentation for our Cambridge tests. 152 of our 200 students are taking at least one or more college-level courses. We just completed celebrating Literacy Week. During this week, the school had themed dress-up and social media days to support a love of reading. Both faculty and students participated in making this a great week of celebration. We started collecting money and forms for the class of 2023 end-of-year trip to Busch Gardens. After testing is completed, we just opened up sales, and already we have close to 100 students who have paid for the trip, and sales are continuing. We are planning our local spring college tour. This year we'll be focusing on local colleges, next year colleges and universities throughout the state, and culminating in 11th grade with a tour of the northeastern schools. We just concluded the winter sports of young men's basketball and young women's soccer. The students are gearing up for spring sports, which include young men's volleyball and young women's flag football. Our students in musical theater are busy preparing for the end of the year show, where they will be writing, acting, and directing the production. We are happy to have a great partnership with the City of Aventura Arts and Cultural Center, where the performance will be held. Our robotics team has already participated in 2 competitions and has performed well. After each competition, they have reviewed and revised the design of their robot, allowing them to progress further into the competition. For a young team, they have done quite well and have a lot of enthusiasm and excitement that they bring to the competition. We are finalizing paperwork to become a member school of Executive Pass with one of our community partners, Benesco. Executive Pass is a 1-year executive partnership model funded through the Pass legislative allocation and private support. The program teams a business leader and principal to improve school and student performance, emphasizing leadership development. The business leader and principal strategize and implement doable activities that support community engagement that lead to school and student success. We had our first school advisory board and foundation board meetings. We are excited to work with both boards to support and further the mission and vision of the school. That's our report for February. Thank you all very much.
Outstanding report. Before I go on to the next item, it really would be remiss of me not to take a moment, Chief, and tell you this past weekend, we were host to the Kansas City Chiefs at Turnberry. And I cannot tell you the number of people in this community that reached out to me saying what a superb job our police department did. Particularly the CEO of the hospital said he's never been anywhere where someone came in so early and so in advance and gave him all the necessary information. We were very lucky, and nothing bad happened here, but there's nothing like great preparation. So on behalf of all of us, kudos to you, and my understanding is Major Bentalillo was a big part of it on the ground. So kudos to all of you. The next item is our consent agenda, and I'm going to ask if any member of the commission would like to remove an item from the consent agenda. Okay, then I'm going to ask for a motion for approval of the consent agenda made by Commissioner Dr. Linda Marks, seconded by Commissioner Landman. Can I ask the clerk for a roll call vote?
Commissioner Landman,
Yes.
Commissioner Dr. Marks,
Yes.
Commissioner Mizrahi,
Yes.
Commissioner Shelley. Yes. Commissioner Weinberg,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Narowski,
Yes.
and Mayor Weissman.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Pretty interesting meeting tonight. We have no quasi-judicial hearings. We have no first ordinances on first reading. We have no ordinances on second reading. And we have no resolutions that require public hearing. So that brings us up to reports. And I would like to take a minute, and then I will hand it over to Commissioner Landman. Commissioner Dr. Marks, Commissioner Landman, Commissioner Weinberg, myself, and our city manager traveled to Tallahassee. I want to give a real shout out to the congressional leaders that met with us, Representative Geller, Representative Rasheen, Representative Greco, Senator Pizzo, Representative Alupis, Senator Book, that's Lauren Book, Senator Mayfield, and Senator Diaz. Our major concerns were water issues, primarily flooding and drainage of the water and funding infrastructure projects, and the second concern was education. We were warmly welcomed by every single one of these representatives and senators, and I think it was time well spent. I would certainly ask the rest of my colleagues to really think about joining us next year. There is strength in number, and Aventura needs to be heard. So I want to thank the people that went, and the city manager. Anyone else, any reports? Commissioner Landman.
Good evening, everyone. We have some great events coming up in our community. We have the bike ride with our police officers coming up on February 23rd. There's a great community event where, you do a bike ride around the community, we get to know our police officers, so I really encourage you to take advantage of that event. We also have coming up our Go Green Recognition Program Awards. Oh, no, that's just the applications. The applications are due on February 24th in preparation for Earth Day. And then last but not least, we have movie night, February 29th, featuring Frozen 2. I will be there. Great, fun family event. Our police force is there too, making sure everything's safe, everyone has a good time. So, a lot of good things coming up in our community. Thank you.
And Dr. Marks, I know you wanted to say something special.
I have a few things to say. First of all, on behalf of everyone on the commission, we would like to wish a special happy birthday not only to our city manager, who turned 25 this week, but also we have a big birthday also with our newest member of the Community Services Advisory Board, Marge, and we'd like to wish you a very happy birthday as well. I also have two other items. I would like to comment about an event that was held in January called the Wounded Warriors, and our police are an integral part of helping with that, as is the Aventura Marketing Council. And to see these folks who have served our country and have been injured in one way or another to come forward and do what they did, it's just a heartwarming project that is absolutely unbelievable. So I certainly want to commend everyone who participated and certainly thank the Wounded Warriors who are strong and got their strength back and are doing something for themselves as well as for others. The other item that also took place that was probably just as emotional as the Wounded Warriors was the Dirty Socks run from Ellie's Army. And just as you heard, some of our students participated. Certainly there was great support on behalf of the commission. And that's another heart-wrenching and yet heartwarming event because, of course, this is done in memory of someone who passed away, and it's quite an event. So I just want to compliment everyone who participated in that because they really did something good for others. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other commissioners' reports? Commissioner Weinberg.
Yeah, just echoing that was a great event. I was just going to say, we have such wonderful stuff going on, and against my better judgment, I thought I would try to participate. And so I have been playing in the Adult Softball League on Sunday mornings, and my body is screaming out and aching. And but I will tell you that just to see how much fun it is for the participants and the quality of the Aventura Adult Softball League, I have to tell you, every team is peppered with some players who actually have Major League Baseball experience. I mean, I'm not just saying that. These rosters are packed with amazing ball players, and it's people get along, people enjoy it. There's an umpire, there's a commissioner who takes it seriously, and it's just great to see our Parks and Rec so successful. That's just one of so many programs, soccer being another one. And I just wanted to say kudos to Kim and the entire staff for the way in which our parks are utilized.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, if not, then I'm going to open up this commission meeting for public comments. If there's anyone from the public that would like to address the commission, please come up, state your name and address. And my understanding is we do have some students from Crop Senior High. It didn't get put on my agenda. But let's let Ms. Go on, Marge.
As a resident,
We need your name and address.
Oh, sorry. Marge Rosenblatt. I thought everybody knew. Marge Rosenblatt, 19101 Mystic Point Drive, Aventura. I wanted to thank the chief and all of his officers for doing a job that we can't even imagine. They've had 3 major events, and without you, I don't know. You're our 4th chief, and I think, in my opinion, as a resident for all the years of all our residents and chiefs and officers and commissions, this is the best. This is the best, but thank you so much for keeping us safe and for having officers around Country Club Drive to control what might be road rage on an average day. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, now, if I could have the kids from Crop.
Thank you. My name is Danielle Pinto, and I'm a senior at Dr. Michael Krupp. So I'm going to be outlining two of our 4 A's, which are academics and activities.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Marat. I am a junior at Dr. Michael Krupp, and I'm going to be outlining our arts and athletics.
Hi, my name is David Brothers. I'm the student government president for Michael Krupp, and my part comes later. So just
Okay, so in regards to academics, our STEAM Bronze, we are STEAM Bronze designated school. We also have the National Merit semifinalists, and we have 2 National Merit commended scholars. 2 of our students have been selected for the 2020 Florida Regional Junior Science, Engineering, and Humanities Symposium STEM research competition. Only 15 from each state are selected, and 2 are competitors. We have the Regeneration Science Talent Research Scholar, one of the oldest science talent searches in the world. Only 300 in the nation are chosen. We also have a ton of college acceptances. We have 2 fully Posse scholarships to Davidson University, and we also have acceptances to University of Washington at St. Louis, University of
George Washington University, Georgia Tech, University of Michigan, Northwestern University, Barnard College, Penn State Northeastern, University of Miami, and many more. In regards to activities, we have the American Heritage Model United Nations Conference, 3 honorable mentions, and 3 outstanding delegates. Our NJROTC drill team had a first place overall in a recent meet, which qualifies them for states. Our crop speech and debate team earned the leading chapter award in the South Florida district. Only 110 out of the 3,000 teams nationwide earn this distinction each year. And our robotics team got presented the Motivate Award at an FTC league competition at St. Thomas Aquinas High School for a team that embraces the culture of FIRST.
And regarding our arts, the National Young Arts Foundation won an honorable mention award in theater. And with the Theater Magnet, we had 16 superior ratings at district performance assessments representing District 8 thespians in state competition. And athletics, our football team won 10 games and 1 loss with GMAC Independent Championship. Our girls bowling team won 3rd consecutive district championship. Our girls soccer team won 11 games, 1 loss, and 1 district championship. Our boys basketball team, our current record is 15-2. And girls flag football, top 2 schools in Miami-Dade County at the NFL Experience.
And I'd like to talk about a special kind of program that will be implemented this year. So we all know the amount of diversity in Miami, and all of us really believe that to keep students in their same neighborhoods and communities from kindergarten all the way to high school would be not only to deny them of an exposure that would be beneficial for them, but it would also be beneficial for the country. So taking that into consideration, we created Be Our Guest, where we brought actually hundreds of students together from different backgrounds and ethnicities to have monthly conversations during lunch about these racial topics, and the results have been no less than amazing. There's been kids from both sides of the aisles that have come up to us, and they've told us that they've never encountered someone from other cultures, and they've created really special bonds. We also have other kind of activities that will bring the student body together, such as first Fridays of the month, where we bring also different groups. We're hosting a basketball tournament, which is something that really unites students. And I'd just like to say that while a lot of people fear the diversity of crop, for us, it's really what makes us unique, and what really makes us different from the rest. But that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, guys, and keep up the great work. Thank you. Is there anyone else from the public that would like to address the commission? Okay. Any other business? Then I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn, made by Vice Mayor Nawrocki, seconded by Commissioner Mizrahi. This meeting's officially adjourned.